evening, I'm Monique Tuzon and this is PTV News Now. An upper middle class enclave in the city of Parañaque has steadily seen its residency of non-Filipinos build since before the pandemic began. And virtually all of them are Chinese whose presence and activities are not only annoying but wreak lawlessness and criminality. And mounting complaints from Filipino residents have caught the attention of a number of senators who now seek a probe into what could well be a growing criminal enterprise inside the village. Senator Raffy Tulfo earlier today filed a resolution seeking oversight on the alarming inflow of Chinese in multinational village in Parañaque City. Tulfo said he filed Senate Resolution 1043 due to a growing number of complaints from village residents who've been whining of overcrowding and something fishy that smacks illegal gambling and shady activities inside the village. For his part, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian filed Senate Resolution 1032 that calls for a probe into alleged human trafficking, cybercrime, and scamming activities by suspicious Chinese nationals from within the village. A recent raid in the village yielded 10 Chinese suspects reportedly engaged in love and cryptocurrency scams. Gatchalian believes these nabbed suspects are fugitives who escaped from a raid on illegal online gambling in Bamban, Tarlac. President Joe Biden's proposed peace plan he sought the United Nations Security Council to support appeared to have an upside and high chances of being accepted by both Israel and Hamas. But Netanyahu doused the flames of hope, claiming Biden's peace plan has no support from Israel, while Hamas later on said it would nix the deal if Biden's plan is not predicated on a permanent cessation to hostilities. VOA's Patty Wida has the full story.
As Israel continues its military campaign in Gaza, efforts towards securing a ceasefire face a stumbling block. Qatar, mediating on behalf of Hamas, said there is a lack of clarity from both parties at war.
We are seeing contradictory statements coming in from ministers in the Israeli cabinet. We haven't seen any statements on either side that give us a lot of confidence in the process.
Israeli leaders have vowed to continue military operations against Hamas until the group is destroyed, despite a ceasefire proposal laid out by President Joe Biden last week. In an interview, Biden appeared to agree with the allegations that Benjamin Netanyahu is prolonging the war to appease his right-wing base. But when asked Tuesday if the Israeli prime minister is playing politics, Biden said no.
I don't think so. He's trying to work out a serious problem he has.
The ceasefire plan begins with a 6-week temporary pause in fighting in exchange for some hostages held by Hamas and ultimately moves towards a permanent cessation of hostilities. As Israel's guarantor in mediation talks, the United States said it expects some bargaining from both sides, but is confident that Israel will keep its side of the deal.
We have every expectation that they'll continue to back this proposal because it is theirs, and it is in their interest. It's also in Hamas's interest. They say they want the war to end. This is a path to end that war.
As Palestinians meet daily destruction and death in Gaza, not many share the administration's optimism, including a former U.S. negotiator for the Middle East.
My prediction is that even if both sides accept this, which is far from certain given the politics, particularly in Israel, that if you're lucky, really lucky, you'll get through phase one. But I don't see much beyond that.
Biden has rallied support from the international community, including through a United Nations Security Council resolution to support the ceasefire proposal. The U.S. resolution does not include a demand for Israel to halt its operations in Rafah, part of another Security Council resolution pushed by Algeria.
The vast majority of Security Council members would like to see the Rafah operation halt now. But if the U.S. can convince other council members that their proposal is a credible path to a ceasefire, including a ceasefire in Rafah, then I do imagine that other council members will compromise.
But as civilians' casualties continue to mount, prospects for a ceasefire deal appear dim, at least for now. Patsy Wida, VOA News, Washington.
And at this moment, we turn to my colleague in PTV's Pine City studios for what's hot and what's not in the Cordilleras. Ala.
Naimbag Arabi Pilipinas, tapnunan anay amay patumpal ti PUV modernization program. Kasapulan ti panangbukal lagi ti nagdudong mga local government unit, iti local transport route plan. Itirion Cordillera adnan ti 80.70% wenno 67 manipod ti 83 nga LGUs ti nang submitir iti route plan da. Nakaipayan ti Department of Transportation Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board iti pito a Notice of Compliance kadagiti LGUs ang nakakumpleton iti LPTRP. 16 tinapayan iti Special Notice of Compliance. Dagito iti nakaramid iti route plan nga mabalin a ma-revise gaputa awan ti malukatanda a baro a ruta iti lugar da. 32 ti under revision baban kadagiti LGUs, 2 ti under evaluation ken 10 ti for notice of compliance wenno special notice of compliance. Ti LPTRP tagserbi a blueprint iti road network dagiti LGU tapno masolusyonan dagiti pakasaknan iti agkurkurang alugan nga agbiyahe kadagiti na dumaduma a ruta.
Karamihan po ng mga nabigyan ng special notice of compliance po ay yung mga maliliit na mga munisipyo, yung mga nandun sa mga far-flung areas ng Cordillera. At ito naman po mga nabigyan natin ng notice of compliance, karamihan po dito ay talagang merong economic activity sa kanilang nasasakupan.
Iti sa Bali Adamag na ilokatan ti kaunaan a living street iti syudad ti Baguio a Masarakan iti Perfecto Carantes Street. Indalwa ni Mayor Benjamin Magalong kanda dumapay a lokal nga opisyal ti panakailukat daytoy. Narami daytoy iti cobblestone ken adan iti small benches. Ad dapay anang papintas iti lugar ti namaris a murals kadagiti agsinumbangir a pasdag nga arami dagiti local artist. Na disenyo ti kalsada para iti slow travel speed dagiti biker, car owner ken pedestrian. Nairugi ti proyekto idipay 2022 ngem naisardeng iti Disyembre iti kapada atawan kalpasan a napaay ti kontraktor iti desired output. Dimalan manan ti proyekto iti comprehensive assessment, redesign ken rebidding. Nagyaman ni Mayor Magalong kadagiti nagplano, nagtrabaho ken timulong iti parkilipas ti na isang sangayan a proyekto. Dagiti damdamag manipod ditoy PTV Cordillera siya ni Ala Sunduan naimbag arabii.
And that's a wrap for tonight. This is Monique Tuzon wishing you a cool and restful night ahead.